What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the After Credits Scene. We are talking all things forecast and prediction for episode 8 of Daredevil Born Again. Before we get into that, please like and subscribe to the channel, hit the button, do the things, then share this video all across the multiverse. Got a lot of things really wrong for episode 7. Don't know if that's because the show had a lot of rewrites and maybe they're trying to piece some things together. Maybe it's just I'm really excited for Daredevil and there's a lot of things that I hope would happen and they're going in a different direction. Maybe it's just me. I mean, every so often, got to get them wrong, right? So, a lot of things that I thought would happen that didn't happen. Was very surprised that they killed off Muse, but I got some theories for that as well. So we're going to talk about those things. Thought that Daredevil would not make an appearance in his costume, and that happened. Thought that Punisher would reappear. Did not happen. And I made some Bullseye teasers as well, given some things we saw in the mid-season teaser. None of those things happened either. So, makes my job a little bit easier for episodes 8 and 9, but I think episode 8 is going to be our big, what would be a finale leading into episode 9, which is going to be a lot of setup for season 9 or for season 2. So, let's get right into some of that. I think given the mid-season teaser trailers, Punisher's coming back. We're going to get some side stories with Punisher. I'm thinking that's going to happen here in episode 8 because I don't think they wasted on episode 9. I think a lot of big things are going to happen in this episode. I think all the fallout from Muse in episode 7, from him dying, from Fisk and his vigilante task force saying that they took credit for it, I think that's going to have some repercussions. I'm not so sure that Muse is 100% gone. Now, maybe this guy, Bastion, was a copycat. Maybe he was the real Muse. He spawned some copycats. But going for a year and having 60 plus victims seems like quite a bit for one person. So maybe there's some other people out there. Maybe there's other Muse copycats, or maybe it was him and several other people. But I think either way, the fallout from this hits really hard. I think it was the catalyst that got Matt back in his costume. It was a catalyst that Fisk used to create a task force, a group of basically his own thugs in police uniforms that he could use to do his own things and keep the law and push things in a direction that he wants them. And I think that's only going to ramp up given this Muse information. So, and also the writers and the directors have said that the fallout from Muse and his character is going to lead well into season 2. There's a lot of repercussions there. Whether or not we get Bastion or not, or whether he comes back or there's just copycats, I think we're still going to get a lot of that. I think that's a pretty safe bet. The teaser trailer showed a close-up of Bullseye. And so in jail, I think we're going to get a jailbreak there. I think we're going to get some things that happen. Either going to happen this episode or next episode, so 50% chance here. I tend to think it's going to happen in episode 8. Not really sure what you guys think, but Bullseye is Matt's ultimate nemesis here. And so pulling him back into the fold and throwing him in as a little bit of chaos, I think is going to be a really good thing. And I think they need to get to it in episode 8 rather than episode 9, so we can maybe see where Bullseye is once he gets out of prison moving into the next season. I think episode 8, we get a lot more Kingpin and less Fisk. I think he's moving from his Fisk mayor persona into his more Kingpin persona, personality-wise. And the more he does that, I honestly think the more he's going to be liked by a lot of people. I think he'll be getting things done and doing things in a way that fits his persona more. I think you're going to see that. That really happened at the end of episode 7, where Vanessa calls and lets Luca know that Fisk is all alone. Now, whether Vanessa and Fisk are on the same page, or whether or not Vanessa has decided to make moves against Fisk, and Fisk just sniffs it out, is up in the air. I think that could go either way writing-wise, but I think Vanessa and Fisk are more united than ever. I think they're not likely to drop each other. I think they're loyal to each other. I think that's part of what makes them love each other. But I think that's still a lot of foreshadowing for the future, that the two of them are moving forward and figuring out their new roles together. I think the more of Kingpin you see in Wilson and the less of just him being Mayor Fisk, the more Vanessa is going to connect with him, the more, I guess, manipulative he's going to become in trying to be Kingpin but wear the mayor mask as Kingpin, as opposed to trying to be the mayor and Kingpin is just something he stuffs down inside. I think that flip is really going to set things in motion for what happens in season 2. I think this Daredevil mythological aspect, this mythos, grows a lot deeper. I think him being gone for a year and the comments that they've thrown in there to say, oh, but there was somebody else in the room. Oh, you know, I heard that Daredevil was there. I heard Daredevil is back. Oh, is he back? Where's he been? What's been going on? I think that mythology only grows. Now, whether or not we see him in costume, I think we probably do. But I think street level, people don't know if he's around or not, and that only grows his mythology, that only grows his persona, which is really going to aggravate Fisk, whether or not he's doing anything or not. It'll be interesting to see if there's another face-to-face with Matt and Wilson, and given the face-to-face they had in the diner at the beginning of the season, I think it would be interesting for them to have another face-to-face to go, are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Maybe out of respect and out of keeping the peace. That could be a really deep and meaty scene. They may or may not do that. That may be something they save for season 2, or they may just kind of, this is who they are and this is what they're going to do, and they don't need to talk to each other. But I think that could be really awesome. I think this kind of thing only grows and builds, because I think it's what's going to undergird Fisk being more Kingpin-like. He's just going to get mad and say, well, if you did this, I've got my reasons for just being Kingpin and doing what I want to do. I think this is the episode 8, where we get big fights, big stakes. All the things that you'd want in a finale, I think are going to happen in this episode. And I think episode 9 is really going to start setting pieces into place for season 2. Having said that, lower your bar here. I think getting Daredevil back in any way, shape, or form, getting him firmly planted in the MCU and getting these characters positioned in New York City is a big enough ask for all of us fans. I think the writing has been great, even with all of the cut-togethers and the having to reshoot and do all these different things. I know some people don't like the speed of the show. I'm content just getting more Daredevil. These are solid episodes. They're solid stories. And they move the characters forward, and they build this New York world out. We know we're getting a season 2. So being able to ease back into this and kind of bridge the gap between the Netflix canon and this MCU world, I think they've done a pretty good job with, while introducing some other characters and some things that really push the story forward. Having said that, just lower your bar. Enjoy what's been going on. I've been telling you that all season long. Enjoy the ride. But I think a lot of this is going to be cliffhangers setting up for season 2, and that's where a lot of different things are going to come in. If Foggy is still alive, I don't think we get that in season 1. I think we get some of those big things in season 2. Maybe we get to see Karen a little bit. We get to see Punisher some in some fight scenes, but we don't really get all of the big things that we're hoping for all in one season. I think it's a lot of setup and a lot of posturing and a lot of chess pieces, and we get this big cliffhanger that leads us into season 2. Having said that, I think we do get some kind of big fight, some kind of big something here, even if it's Punisher trying to go after the vigilantes and Vigilante Task Force, and Daredevil having to step in to try to protect these people, and then Fisk twisting it to his own ends. I think that's a pretty plausible theory as to what's coming here. A lot of fallout from the Muse thing, maybe even some copycats, and then Bullseye kind of getting out of prison and whatever happens there. Maybe he gets his own little scene here, and we get some more fight scenes, or maybe Bullseye is the thing that really throws Matt over the edge there. Who knows? I'm curious to see what you guys think. There's a whole lot of ways that this could go, a whole lot of different things going on, but we've got Daredevil back in the MCU and on the screen, and for fans, I think that's about as much as we can ask right now. Solid story writing, solid characters, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. Tell us what you think in the comments. Hit the button, do the things, share the video, and as always, check out our other videos, because we've got a whole lot of things you can sink your teeth into. And as always, when the next one drops, we'll catch you right back here. Later.